Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your hosts, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Auburn Blitz. Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee here with you for your lunch hour, and we're glad that you've joined us wherever it is that you might be watching or listening to us here on this Tuesday afternoon. Auburn Blitz show brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do It Center, and Building Supply Stores, and J.A. Smith Construction, both residential and commercial. Glad to have them as part of our program. Been a part of our program for a while and couldn't do it without them. Thanks to all of our sponsors out there as well. You can comment away on Facebook Live during the show, as you always do, right there at Sports Blitz, the Sports with a Z. You can call us too, 256-234-6221 to be part of the program. Randy here on this Tuesday, a lot to discuss. I know that yesterday we talked about it to start. Still no answers really for our brothers and sisters in Dadeville, and we talked about it in the opening segment yesterday. You know, our hearts go out and thoughts and prayers continue with those families that have been affected. This is gonna this is a very trying week for a lot of those families as they make preparations to say goodbye to their loved ones, and still those that are in the hospital battling and fighting to stay alive. So more updates came yesterday, not much, but the amount of people that were shot in that instance on Saturday was up to 32. Now, again, thank goodness nobody else has been added to that list as far as the ones that have lost their life, but still no information on anybody that's been apprehended or anything like that. So I know the community's still on edge, and rightfully so, and until they get some answers on that, they'll probably continue to be that way. Yeah, it feels like, once hopefully they do have what sounds to be upwards of 4 or 5 individuals that came in opposite sides of the building and did what they did. Hopefully they can find and let everyone know out there that they've got these guys apprehended. I know that they're doing their job. Right. And, a lot of times just keeping it hush when you've got information, you don't want it to be passed around, and you may have them kind of cornered in, which is what all our hopes are. Sure. But you can come out and let everyone know that they got them. I think all of us will applaud the efforts once we hear that, because it's hard. I couldn't imagine being a high school age student right now. I really couldn't, not in this area. Going to any event, you've got to be looking behind your back going, what's going on? Because any of us, and we were texting together on Saturday, and I was saying, that's a party I would be at. That's one that I could see my kids there right in the middle of everyone. It's a group of kids. When you talk about Dadeville, Ellick City, and say Coosa, we grow up together, man. Like, it's not like a lot of communities do. Horseshoe Bend, now let me add Horseshoe Bend and New Site together, but we're small town America. Real time. And when you've got communities that are that close to one another, that play youth sports together, and do other youth sport activities, and not just sports, but also extracurricular activities together around each other. And you know those people as well as the ones that you're in school with, and it hits home. I really feel I've worked in the city of Dadeville now since 2005, so for 17 years, and driving in on Monday, Brett, and seeing Eric McKinley's billboard up on the right side of 280, and all of those photos flashing of individuals that lost their lives there on Saturday night, it really hits home and makes you go, what in the world's going on? Life is just fragile, period. Yeah. And a lot of times we get caught up in a rat race in society, and we make things more important than the people that we love, and it's not pointing a finger. It's all of us being guilty of that. But at the end of the day, spend time. You're not promised anything. Spend time with your loved ones and people that you care about the most, because it is very precious. David said, much love to Allen City Middle School and Benjamin Russell yesterday for wearing black and gold, all their students. I went to the flagpole yesterday morning at Benjamin Russell, and very somber. And again, a lot of those students, very, very close friends with those students in Dayville and vice versa. And, it is a show of solidarity to support that community. And, we all kind of lock arms, just like any part of this state or any community around this country. There's always suburbs and places that are really, really close-knit. And you may compete against each other on the athletic fields, but, a lot of family involved, in those places as well. You really want to support them. So, again, we'll continue that because, as I said yesterday, we've covered so many great athletes from Dayville in our 17 years doing Sports Blitz programming, and had those kids on our program, had coaches. It's one of our premier communities that we cover. And, Kyle Caldwell being from down there, we covered him, and we've had him on numerous times. And we can go down a list of players that we've covered over the years. Anthony Jennings, and just one after another.
And Dowdell was as good as any of them.
Yeah,
he was a high school athlete that you and I had the good fortune of watching in basketball and broadcasting a game. And
just a few months ago,
I remember looking over there at you going, the kid can't be 5'11", Brett. I'm upset because I'm a Benjamin Russell fan. I go, he can't be 5'11". How can you rebound the basketball this many times? But he was playing above the rim. And, the thing that I was so impressed with that young man's his motor. Man, he never shut it off.
Right,
he was competing.
Well, this was a group of kids down there at Dayville, this class that came through, and just a bunch of great athletes on the football field, on basketball court, track. He was getting ready to defend his state championship coming up this week.
Mm-hmm.
He won't be able to do that now, but his legacy will live on. And I saw a post today about his sister, and she trying to move forward with this, and this is a tough pill to swallow for those families, no doubt about it. But again, we want to continue to show our support here with our Sports Blitz programming, and we're behind all of you 110%. And if there's anything we can do here to help, we definitely can. There's just no words to. Nothing can be said to anybody at this point in time to help. But just the next step is to catch whoever these people are that did this atrocity, because it's just useless, man. It's just a useless waste of quality people is what it is.
Well, I'm going to use the words of one of my best friends and coworkers, Henry Russell, this morning. Right. I don't think he'd mind me doing that, but once they find them, line them up.
Yeah.
And blow them straight away.
I don't know what else I really don't know what else you could do with people like that, because they obviously never cared to begin with.
Yeah.
And when you're that evil, when somebody is that evil, you're really not human, because you don't care about anybody else. And so that's the only thing I can think of too.
So my point is, set a precedent. And I feel like whatever the nth of the law that is going to be allowed, you can rest assured this county right here will set it as high as it will possibly go. It won't. I can't see it taking long. If it does, that tells you how screwed up our court system is. If it's not a quick process in Tallapoosa County, Alabama,
right,
with a situation like this, then it's so screwed up, it's unfixable at this point.
Yeah. And again, you look back at a little bit of what we talked about yesterday. Don't blame it on a gun. The laws out there that we talk about, and again, we'll move into our talk here in just a little bit about Auburn, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. But gun laws can be debated all day long, but it's the person behind it with the ill intent to harm somebody is the problem. It's not the piece of machinery and the metal that picks itself up and does the crime. It's somebody and willfully doing that. And if you make a law and you control guns, all you're doing is hurting the people that abide by the law. The people that are going to break the law are going to find ways to continue to break the law. That's to me the ultimate argument about all of that. No different than drugs. When you make drugs illegal, it doesn't stop the drug dealers from dealing drugs. They're still going to do it. And you're only affecting people that want to do the right thing when you do stuff like that. So anyway, not going to make this a political deal, just that, think about that kind of stuff and how it impacts people as far as their decisions. So, but anyway, the community of Dadeville, our hearts are still there with you and always will be, and thoughts and prayers. Randy, we'll dive into some talk now. A lot to discuss with Auburn today. Football transfer portal is going to be priority on this show up until the window closes here in just a few days on the 30th. Auburn has already offered 3 guys in this new window. We'll talk about that. SEC baseball standings, this meat grinder of a conference that we are in. Auburn finds himself right in the middle of the Western Division race. We'll talk about their upcoming SEC opponents this past weekend and against Alabama, and then, of course, SEC softball. Mickey Dean, they're getting it done, man. You can say what you want to. They've turned the corner, got a big series win against LSU. They're 32-13. Matty Penta is one of the best pitchers in the country, no doubt about it. And we'll talk some more about that and talk some Auburn basketball as well. We're going to cover it all today. Michael said BRHS wearing DHS black and gold was awesome. Again, Michael and David both shouting out. And again, that's what we do. Communities support each other and, happily to do that. And I know they would do the same thing if the roles were reversed. Up against our first break of the program. Don't go anywhere. More Auburn Blitz coming up right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin. Daikin. Comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
SCAG, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that SCAG means productivity and reliability. Every SCAG mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. SCAG.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left in today's show. We'd love to hear from you. Comments coming in. We'll get to those. Also, you can call us, 256-234-6221 to be part of it. Thomas said, how is Andy doing? Andy continues to improve and get stronger at home. And, again, we appreciate everybody asking, and I know he does as well. I'm sure he's watching right now, so he's very appreciative of that. So, hopefully to have him back sooner rather than later. And, we'll continue to keep you updated on Andy's status. So, again, glad to have him home and improving, no doubt about it. Randy, let's talk about this Auburn transfer portal. I listed priorities for this team according to what Coach Freeze talked about, and obviously quarterback position is one of interest. Definitely going to take a quarterback in the portal if it fits and they feel like it's somebody that can come in and be a contributor and maybe challenge for that job. Defensive linemen, I think, are a priority as well. As you just lost another one, Jeffrey Mbaugh. I know he, from a production standpoint, had not done much to this point, but
it was a body.
Well, and he had improved, and he was getting better, and he was the number 1 JUCO guy in the country when Auburn recruited him, and again, thought he was going to be part of that rotation on the front. Not going to be now, so he's out. So that adds even more priority to that as well. Offensive line for this team, they got it done. I'm going to get to that in here in just a minute, but still, that tells you where we are offensive line-wise. Is this still one of the top priorities for this coaching staff? Even though after I just pulled up where the rankings were on these guys, I know we talked about it, but it puts it in perspective how well Hugh Freeze did in the portal in a very small amount of time.
Well, it was a must. I don't know what we're going to throw out there next year. I mean, we had heard that.
But he got top-ranked linemen in 3 weeks, and we had 2 coaches, Malzahn and Brian Harsin, that in basically 9 years couldn't recruit a top lineman.
Still had to have been the easiest sales job in the history of college football to sell a good offensive lineman to a premier program like Auburn University.
But they had 2 coaches that couldn't do it.
Well, you also have someone that can sell offense.
Period.
And you have someone that I'm hoping can sell NFL potential offense from a schematic standpoint that helps a kid that comes to Auburn get a chance to play in the pros. Gus Malzahn, we always heard that was the reason that we couldn't go out there and get offensive linemen because we were getting negative recruiting against us based off of what the NFL was saying the Auburn offensive linemen were when they came out.
Gus Malzahn.
Yeah.
Wide receiver is going to be a priority for this group. DeVaris Dawson goes in the portal for the second time. It's time to cut ties. The bouncing back and forth. This is it's time for you to move on. It's time to part ways, and I think that's what Hugh Freeze will do here. All right, so Auburn has offered a couple of guys, actually 3 offers so far since the portal window opened a few days ago. They offered the big offensive lineman, Emmanuel Pregnan, 6'6", 318 pounds. He's the top offensive lineman left in the portal that hasn't committed somewhere. He's the number 8 interior offensive lineman on the board. If he were to join this team, Randy, he would join Avery Jones, who was the number 2 interior offensive lineman in the portal, the number 13 overall portal player out there that we were able to get. Dylan Wade, who was the number 1 offensive tackle in the portal, and then Gunnar Britton, who was the number 6 offensive tackle in the portal. So if you put him and you go and look at what Hugh Freeze did there, getting the number 2, number 1, and number 6 at their positions, and then you could possibly add the number 8 lineman. I mean, you have just shot this line with an injection of players that we hadn't seen around here in 10 years.
Well, 4 out of 5 starters. I think if you go get all 4 of those guys, all 4 probably start.
They're going to start.
The only one that I think would start left over from Auburn's Jeremiah Wright.
Right.
I think and any of us that watched him play last year, now he's had nagging injuries, so I don't know how much you can count on him.
But boy, there's never been a definition of a team player more than him.
Well, and Jeremiah Wright just had that tenacity on the offensive line that I feel like Auburn's been missing for quite some time. Braden Smith had it. But Auburn didn't have a bulldog out there. We've had
Outside of
some
Braden
pieces.
Smith, who can you name in the last 7 or 8 years?
Well, we haven't had an NFL offensive lineman outside of Braden Smith
That's
in the
it.
last, have we?
I think 3 or 4 of these guys all potentially could be NFL guys.
I definitely think Avery Jones is.
Yeah.
You know, the other 2 offensive tackles I think are plug-and-play guys. It's hard to say an offensive tackle that ends up in the portal is a sure shot NFL pick, but I'll take him. I mean, we need – but I think Avery Jones was just a guy that was looking for somewhere to go that was a step up from where he was because he had so much publicity around the way that he's been playing.
Jim said we need to pick up the lineman from Wyoming. That's the Emmanuel Pregnan guy I just talked about, and make him an NIL deal. TJ is not in the portal yet. No, I don't think you'll see TJ. I think he's going to –
Question is, how much interest does he have out there?
I don't know, and then depends on where he is as far as graduating to.
Well, also, I mean, do you as TJ Finley leave Auburn University to go to Alabama State, Alabama A&M?
Depends on how bad you want to play.
Well, if you want to play, yes, but that's an interesting conversation to have, Brett.
I mean, that's really what his choices are.
I think that would be his only choices. He's proven at 2 SEC schools that he can't get the job done.
That's exactly right. I mean, he has had more than his opportunity to take this by the reins at Auburn if he wanted.
It's Joey Gatewood.
It's exactly
this
what it
is like you go to 3 different colleges and it doesn't work out at any of them, and you've got Gus Malzahn as your coach twice.
Yeah. And
he recruited you out of high school and it didn't work out. I mean, there's a point where you go, there's a reason that this isn't working out.
Patrick said we need QB and wide receiver, no doubt. Like I said, that's 2 of the top 4 priorities.
I think we need wide receiver worse than we need a quarterback. I think Robbie Ashford can get the job done, and we'll keep saying that. If we go out and we get a top-notch quarterback that's a no-brainer Russell Wilson-type plug-and-play guy, I'm all for it. But there's no part of me that doesn't think that if Robbie Ashford gets coached up by Hugh Freeze, Brett, he doesn't have the same qualities that Malik Willis has.
I think so. Auburn also has offered Louisiana Monroe defensive end Anthony Campbell, 6'7", 277 pounds. Again, that defensive lineman can't get enough of them.
Defensive end at that size, too, is a humongous help when it comes to run support.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And he could probably be moved around some, too, as well. Up against another break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Continental Roofing is your local roofer. If you think you have roof damage, call Continental Roofing for a free inspection and let us provide all the paperwork necessary to open your insurance claim. We work very well with all insurance companies, but we work for you. Your interests come first. You have assurance that Continental will install a quality roof at a fair price. In the unlikely case that you have a warranty issue, you can have the peace of mind knowing that Continental Roofing is your local roofer.
No monthly payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra Crew Cabs discounted up to $10,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $5,250 off. And new Buick Encore GX up to $4,750 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through the program today, give us a call, comment away there on Facebook Live. Ed said, heard this straight out of the football building. Several of our competitors have reached out to Falk and a couple others, even though they are not in the portal, about getting in the portal, and they are leading the conversation with NIL. If we are not doing that, it's time to start. If you wait until a player you want gets in the portal, you are too late. So, I mean,
well, it's a weird time to be recruiting that way. You know, you really do have to have feet on the ground and ears to the grindstone on exactly which players, Brett, are interested in moving along. And
why would Keldrick Falk be interested in moving on from Auburn unless, like Ed said, but which is supposed to be illegal, by the way.
Yeah.
But again, we've opened up.
Nothing's illegal.
That's what I was going to say. There are no rules.
No.
So Scott and I talked about it on Saturday. Don't be naive to think when this thing was set up, we said it here on this show immediately when we looked at it. We said, well, man, that's going to be easy. Just go ahead and find you some players that are on a team that's struggling and go, hey, man, you can come over here and be on a winner, and we got a place for you. You don't have to be over there, especially teams that are struggling with coaches like Auburn did for 2 years with Brian Harsin, and they used that as ammo, and they said, look, that guy's a clown. You ain't getting nowhere. And of course, you're not supposed to do it that way, but come on, man. Everybody knows that was going on, and it's still going on.
Well, I think everybody's got people out there that are communicating the ideas and the needs of each of these programs, and a lot of times they're not associated necessarily with the school in a money
channel. It's back channel.
But you and I know a lot of those type of people on both sides that know kids, they know the handlers of the kids, they're accessible to them, they can easily get an answer, they can throw around numbers saying, what if we were able to come up with a couple of $1 million? Would that bring you over to Alabama?
Right. Well,
because let's don't kid ourselves. Someone like Keldrick Falk, it's for a Georgia or Alabama that not necessarily was after him to begin with. And now he's played as well as he has, and there's as much buzz around him as there is. And now and I'm not saying it's them two programs. I'm saying it's those two programs that could come into an Auburn and pull the kids. And that's been my major concern from day one. It's like, say you do get a good linebacker, and he's playing well, but you're 7-5. And Georgia and Alabama lose their number one middle linebacker.
Right.
And NIL money's there available. And you go, okay, well, I need $3 to $5 million to go out there and get that guy, and I can plug and play him, and we won't have any holes on this defense. Heck, that's what was happening before there was NIL money, Brett.
Well, and you know, that's players talk, you know, and there's nothing you can do about guys getting on. I saw a live feed, or I think it was either on Instagram or it was on Snapchat, or basically two guys on a particular team, I'm not going to say which team it was, talking to a recruit on there, and they had him on live, and they're like, come on down, you know you want to come on. You know, we got a place for you. That's going on everywhere. Look at Walker White right now for Auburn. He's not even on campus. He is in next year's class. This kid is recruiting harder than the coaches. He's talking to more kids like, man, we need you. I need you back there. You know, Jeremiah Cobb, me and Jeremiah Cobb, and you teamed up together. I mean, he's using that. I mean, there's no restrictions you can put on a kid, you know, to try to get other kids to come. And so there's manipulation. There's all that kind of stuff that you got to fight. And this window that just opened, coaches have got to sit on edge. Not only are they trying to go get players, but they're sitting there looking behind their shoulder looking over their shoulder going, everybody good back here? I got to go get these guys. Can y'all stay in here for a little bit and not get tampered with? I mean, because
Lane Kiffin said it well last week. He said, I'm having to nonstop recruit my best players,
Quinshon Judkins, I promise you, has gotten a call from everybody under the sun.
Including Auburn when Hugh Freeze was coming.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you picked this guy up. He didn't even get offered by Auburn or Alabama. Of course, I don't think Brian Harsin even knew who he was, where the school was located, how to get there, couldn't get there if somebody drove him over there. And then, of course, Alabama just didn't offer him because I'm sure they had other guys. But now he was SEC Freshman of the Year, and now all of a sudden he's got a spotlight on him. And he showed out big time. And yeah, he's going to hadn't entered the portal yet. And again, trying to keep those guys. Jim said it's easy to get your current players to contact players on other teams and share details of deals they can get at a new school. Totally legal. Yeah, I mean, you can't stop communication. They just can't use an official from the school to do it. So, and they don't have to anymore. All you got to do, Randy, if you're quarterbacking for me, it's like, hey, man, you want some good wide receivers to throw to? Well, we've targeted these three. How about texting those guys? How about instant messaging them and say, hey, you want to come visit Auburn? Hey, they play for Joe Blow, whatever.
I think these kids know each other so well, too, that they already do. They already have the –
They're already doing it.
Yeah.
They don't have to be told by the coach.
Agree.
So Ty said, has Auburn got any more basketball players out of the transfer portal? Not yet. There's a couple. and we'll talk about it here in a little bit, that Auburn's got a chance to grab. Again, all eyes on Flory and Badunga. I mean, this guy is the #1 center in the country. Number 3 overall player according to 24/7, number 2 overall player according to On3. Randy, if he doesn't go G League and he comes to college and Auburn were to land him, we would have broken again the highest player that we've ever gotten. And if Auburn were to land Badunga, that would vault their class to #1 unequivocally in 24.
Be very interested to know what kind of money it takes to get a guy like that right now.
Well,
what would you guess?
I don't know. I mean,
I know it's speculation,
right.
but I mean, $3 or $4 million a year?
Could.
Probably so.
I mean, he's a one-and-doner for sure.
Yeah, but so what are you willing to give him for a year?
Okay, so you got Pettiford and Phylon coming too. And so if you get those 3 guys, and I don't know how much they're paying, but just look at what the $3 million really isn't anything.
No,
in comparison to what that's the team Auburn's going to take to Maui that could possibly win that tournament and probably be a team that everybody watches all year going, that team might win the whole thing this year. Because you add those 3 guys and you add Aiden Holloway who will stay and possibly Janai Broome for 1 more year, that's the best team Auburn's ever put on the floor. From a star standpoint.
Yeah, and it's probably the most expensive one they've ever put on the floor too. It's if you got 3 or 4 guys like that, what do you think it would cost? I know we're up against the break. $10+ million?
Probably, maybe.
It's wild.
Up against the break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
LNG Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lmgadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We are ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City or call 256-234-7900.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burke, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. A couple segments left in today's show. A lot of stuff coming in, a lot of stuff we got to get to. Probably not going to get to all of it. Today, we'll try our best. Jim said a big series coming this weekend for Auburn. Softball versus Alabama. Hopefully, they can help Auburn sports beat Bama in something. Auburn lost the season in football, basketball twice, baseball. I didn't need to recap that, Jim. Thank you. I appreciate that. But now that I start reading that, yeah, we hadn't fared very well against our rivals this year. Ed adds that Westry did go to Syracuse, and that was a team that contacted Chance Westry, I think, the day he got in the transfer portal. So I know that it was rumored that he had some interest in Syracuse, and obviously they had interest in him. So, again, if you don't think that probably wasn't worked out before the thing was done.
Was he injured all year?
He played a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, after that first little couple of minutes that we saw him,
he was out.
He was out. But was he injured or was he just out?
Well, he had knee surgery.
Okay.
He had
that before.
Yeah.
And then he just never really came back from it.
No, he never did.
Never was comfortable, and we just never put him back out there to
Well,
give
he
it a
did
try.
play some in an SEC game at the end when we were blowing. I can't remember who it was that we were blowing out, but he did come in the last 3 or 4 minutes, and that was the last we saw of him all year. So didn't see much of that. Let's go back to the transfer portal real quick and finish this up. Auburn also has offered now Tulsa offensive lineman Jaden Muskrat, 6'4", 275 pounds. Yep, that's his name, Jaden Muskrat. Again, that is if Auburn were to get pregnant in Muskrat, that would be 5 offensive linemen Auburn has gotten in the portal, both windows. Again, Pregnan is a priority, 6'6", 318-pound guard. You add him along with Jones, Wade, and Britton. Randy, that's impressive. That is, and I think Coach Freeze and this offensive coaching staff said it best right when they started. They said, we got holes in this roster. But if we don't shore up this offensive line, it ain't going to matter. And Auburn's we've been talking about offensive line woes on this show for 10 years. That's no kidding. We've had flashes in the pan. But for the most part, we haven't been able to recruit. Like Auburn should be able to recruit offensive linemen. If you're a top-tier SEC program, recruiting offensive linemen
should be linebackers.
Well, I remember Jason Caldwell saying this, who's a big part of our show. He's on every Friday. And Jason, back in the Malzahn days, said, man, I scratch my head at the strategy of this staff. Mm-hmm. They have like 5 guys on the board.
Yeah, and if they don't get them, there's not a backup plan.
And it's like, man, he said, I've never seen anything.
And they never got them.
And they never got – they get one here or there. They would get the kid from Maryland. What was his name, the 5-star that he came and then he didn't pan out. So that's – I don't know how you get to that level and expect that plan to work. So,
linebacking play has been the same for Auburn.
It has.
I mean,
Travis Williams was able to get some guys and coach them up.
He was able to coach them up.
He was able to coach some guys up. That's what I was saying. I mean,
But he never had a guy. He never had a dude. Did we ever give him a dude? Like a full – well, you know, you could say that Papo was.
He was one everybody wanted.
But he was never a middle.
Number one linebacker in Georgia.
But his size always screamed that he was an outside backer playing in the middle.
Right.
Kind of like Trey Blackman.
Right.
You know, when you're 210 coming out of high school, you better start reading into that a little bit. But my point, back to the linebacker play, I mean, who's the last pro Auburn threw in the line as a linebacker in the pros?
Was it Josh Bynes?
Josh Bynes and the smaller scale that has kept itself randomly in the pros that for a long period of time, Darren Bates. But he started at Auburn as a safety.
Yeah, he was all SEC safety and then moved to linebacker.
But think about it. What you said is the reason I'm bringing this up.
Right.
You're in Auburn, Alabama.
Yeah.
There are certain Joes and Boes that you get in this country. And in Auburn, Alabama, we got linebackers. We grow linebackers here, don't we?
No doubt.
We just University of Alabama's gotten all of them. We haven't been able, and Georgia has as well.
Yeah, it's been two need positions that Auburn has failed miserably. If you had to grade them, it'd be an F. All right, so let's talk about priority according to this coaching staff, and I'll start on the offensive side. Quarterback looking to add one in this deal if they can. A possibility of a guy to watch is Oregon State's quarterbacks in the portal, Chance Nolan. We'll see. I know we continue to talk about the kid from Coastal Carolina, but that ship has sailed again because of an academic deal. I think he would have been here in the first portal window, but Grayson McCall, he would have been here already. But the major doesn't match up. Look, we're our own worst enemy a lot of times on this stuff. We can't get players in because our stuff doesn't match up, and hopefully, the new president. And the new AD will work on trying to get all that aligned to help. Running back, don't need to. Going to have 7 in the running back room when Jeremiah Cobb shows up. So, and I think 3 or 4 really good options back there, Randy. So,
yeah, I love Austin. I think he, when I watched him last year and just to see the size and the way he plays, Brett, I sure hope he gets more touches and we see him more this year.
Wide receiver looking to add 2 or 3 in this deal. Tight end, none. Think you're good there with Luke Dill and Rivaldo Fairweather and Fromm. So, I mean, you got some guys. Offensive linemen, even with what we got, looking to add up to 2, and then they got 2 they've offered right now. So if they get those, that'll be good. Up against the final break of the show. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burke, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bugs Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bugs Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bugs Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bugsisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom, Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Here comes Sun, Sun's Automotive, the name synonymous with trust and big savings. And right now, get a new 2023 Kia K5 for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Rain or shine, you can buy online anytime at Sun's Automotive. Family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment here on the show. Again, thanks to Mortgage Pro, their McKinley team, for saving people thousands of dollars out there on their mortgages and refinancing. Give them a call today. They'll help you out. Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin with a great team of real estate agents to help you find the perfect piece of property. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, 10 locations throughout Central Alabama for all your home improvement needs, building supplies. They beat the big box stores. Go check them out. And J. Smith Construction, residential and commercial. No better construction company to call on for your project. Again, no job too big or small for them, so make sure you give them a call. Randy, going back and finishing up what we were talking about in the portal, I want to go and bring up Marcus Davis. Auburn hired Marcus Davis back as their wide receiver coach, and he said he is making Central Phoenix City a priority, which should be a no-brainer, okay, based on geographic location of Auburn versus where Phoenix City is located. It's not like it's a massive drive. I mean, you could probably get on a bicycle and ride over there if you just wanted to get out one morning and get on 280 and ride over. But Marcus Davis is going to make and said, I'm making that a priority. Of course, Phoenix City with a 5-star over there in Cameron Coleman, one of the top wide receivers, Randy. And, again, Auburn has to make hay in certain places and have not paid attention to Phoenix City in several years, including Gus Malzahn. Brian Harsin didn't know. If you gave Brian Harsin a 10 school test, if you went into his office with a piece of paper and said, I'm going to put these 10 schools on this paper, and I want you to tell me which city they're located in, he couldn't tell you. He couldn't tell you that Phoenix City was located in Phoenix City, and it tells you in the school that it's there. I mean, that's how terrible he was. And so, and Pike Road, where Quinshawn Judkins was, would have no clue, even though Pike Road's the name of the actual city.
The AL.com article, was it last year about this time?
Yes.
Probably so. That stressed, his inability of recruiting tops in high school, not necessarily being in and meeting and being around Mark Freeman that much. When that article came out, I'll never forget you and I doing a program around then going, what are we doing?
Right.
How are you 2 years into any place? I bet it didn't take Hugh Freeze. How long do you think it took Hugh Freeze to get to those two schools?
In 2 seconds.
There's no way it got out of a week.
No. I mean, he was there. And look, you got Patrick Nix over there, who is an Auburn. I mean, it didn't get more Auburn than Patrick Nix. And he's the head coach over there, and you didn't even go talk to him. All right, so listen to Patrick Nix. This quote's coming from inside the Auburn Tigers. Jason Caldwell and his group do a great job. Former Auburn quarterback and current Central Phoenix City coach, obviously, Pat Nix, said it was great to see Davis in the building on his first day with the Tigers, making a stop along with Texas. He said, I think the biggest thing I have seen is that the first day he was hired, he was on our campus. He said we were his first stop after he was hired. Then when the dead period is over and getting right back out there recruiting in April, we were the first stop again. For his sake and our sake, it shows the importance and that he's going to be there to recruit our guys. Very impressive, just the fact that we are his first stop.
Nowhere probably easier to go that's going to produce as many 4 and 5 stars year in and year out as Phoenix City.
They're in the daggum championship game almost every year. And if they're not, they're in the semifinal.
And it's not just a certain position that they seem to groom
it's
well.
It's everywhere.
They groom offensive linemen, defensive linemen, linebackers. I'm thinking over the last 5 years, how many 4 and 5 star guys and where they played.
Right.
Was there a position they didn't have a guy? Quarterback. I don't know that they've had a 4 or 5 star quarterback there at Phoenix City.
They haven't. I mean, but haven't had to have a superstar stud.
Yeah, I mean, they've had some guys.
They've had great athletes there.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
But and he's going to have those. They're there, too. It just hasn't. I mean, that's how great that program has been, though, Brett.
Well, and then you got a guy like Cameron Coleman, who, again, is a 5-star, sitting over there as the number 7 wide receiver in the country. And, Alabama, Auburn, Florida State, LSU, Arkansas, along with 30 other teams have offered him. And Auburn and Marcus Davis is making it a priority right now. Alabama's got 17 wide receivers on their roster. Auburn's got 13. Just lost another one that can't make his mind up what he wants to do. So Auburn needs 3 or 4 wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is for the future. He's in next year's class, but, I know we're trying to talk about the portal, but, man, Cameron Brown, I mean, Auburn's got to start getting guys in their backyard, man. It starts there. And I read an article that Jason put out this morning. He said, if I'm starting anywhere as a recruiter, I'm starting in my backyard.
Yeah.
For priority, especially a guy. Who else are you going to look for? It's a 5-star wide receiver. It's a massive need position.
Yep.
How can you not go sell that?
They're all Auburn and Opelika. I mean, those 3 schools, all 7A schools, all top 10 programs. I mean, Opelika.
In your backyard.
Auburn's a top 4 program in
Right.
7A. Them and Phoenix City play each other every year to go to the championship game in 7A. And Opelika, with their growing enrollment, they're right there, Brett.
Right.
They had a little bit of a down year last year, but they're not going to be down long. That's just too much of a football-loving community right there. So you've got 3 that are going to produce a couple of 4 and 5 stars apiece every year. If you get half of them, you're well on your way.
Going back to the comment about us talking about linebackers, I named Josh Bynes. Ty said KJ Britt's still in the league, so plays for Tampa Bay, and he plays. So,
Does he?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a Tampa fan, so
yeah,
he's a big time player on the defense.
That's great.
So but again, the point of that whole conversation was when you have to dig and think that hard.
Yeah, I didn't know. I don't watch Tampa a lot, so I guess I didn't realize it.
Still, though, when you can only pull out one here and there, that's a problem.
And KJ Britt, he was one of the bigger linebacker commits that we've had in the last 10 years.
In comparison to basketball in the last 5 years, Auburn basketball players in the NBA right now. Every time you turn around.
And I don't think we'd had an NBA player since Marcus Daniels.
That's right. And then now it's every year, multiple. So just change the culture, man. That's how
change coach, change the leader.
Change the whole mindset all the way around. It's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Auburn Blitz. We'll be back with you same time, same place tomorrow. For Randy, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.